Welcome to the Businesswoman. I'm your host, Feyikemi Odunuga. Previously on this program, we discussed how to set business goals, and we started by setting our financial goals. In setting these goals, we said we have to put business plans in place. So, the components of this plan will include the operations, marketing, human resources, financial plans. We started with the human resources plan by taking us through the HR strategy. Next, we spoke about the operations plan. After that, we started with the marketing plan. To achieve the marketing plan, we said we have to put in place, we have to know our target markets, we have to segment our customers, we have to know who our competitors are. We also have to do marketing on social media. Today, we'll be discussing the 7 P's of marketing. What are these? They are price, product, promotion, place, people, process, and the physical environment. So, what is your product? Or it may be service. How do you differentiate your product or service? You can differentiate by design, by technology, by how useful the product is or how convenient it is to use it, the value, the quality, or even the packaging of the product. That's its branding. Does it have accessories? And do you give warranties? The price. What is your pricing strategy? Do you intend to sell low-cost products or high-end products? You need to know. And you also need to keep an eye on your competitors, how they cost their product or service. Now, promotion. You can call it positioning or promotion. You should develop the habit of thinking continually about how you're positioned in the hearts and minds of your customers. How do people think and talk about you when you're not present? How do people think and talk about your company? What positioning do you have in your market in terms of the specific words people use when they describe you and your offering? In the famous book by Al Ries and Jack Trout, Positioning, the authors point out that how you are seen and thought about by your customers is the critical determinant of your success in a competitive marketplace. Attribution theory says that most customers think of you in terms of a single attribute, either positive or negative. Sometimes it's service, sometimes it's excellence, sometimes it's quality engineering, as with Mercedes-Benz. It's the ultimate driving machine, as with BMW. In every case, how deeply entrenched that attribute is in the minds of your customers and prospective customers determines how readily they will buy your product or service, how much they will pay. So develop the habit of thinking about how you will improve your positioning. Begin by determining the position you'd like to have. If you could create the ideal impression in the hearts and minds of your customers, what will that be? What would you have to do in every customer interaction to get your customers to think and talk about it in that specific way? What changes do you need to make in the way of your interactions with your customers? You need to think thoroughly about this. Today, in order to be seen as the very best choice for your customers, what about tomorrow? So, if you're the best choice today, Will you be the best choice tomorrow? So the next P of marketing we'll be talking about is the place. Are you into retail or wholesale, internet marketing, direct sales, peer-to-peer, or multi-channel marketing? Do you have a place where people go to buy? Or you have more than one place? In order to determine if your we say shop? Should we say anywhere that you sell your product, it has to meet certain specification. It also has to be arranged in such a way that it will be pleasant to the eye. The ambience is conducive for people. Sometimes people just go to a shop or an outlet just for the fun of it, or to enjoy the feeling of being there. The next P is people. Are you rendering an essential service, or you provide products to people? Who are your staff? You need to have appropriate staff and people managing your company. You start with the right recruitment of the right staff and training them in the delivery of the service or in the sales of your products. If the organization wants to obtain a form of competitive advantage, it has to put in the right people in the right positions. Consumers make judgments and deliver perception of the service based on the employees they interact with. Staff should have the appropriate interpersonal skills, aptitude, and service knowledge to provide that service that consumers are paying for. There are many organizations that apply for investors in people accreditation, which tells consumers that their staff are taken care of by the company. They are trained by certain standards. Outside of your business, who are responsible for the elements of your sales and marketing? Who is responsible for your strategy and activity? It is amazing how many entrepreneurs and business people who work extremely hard to think through every element of the marketing strategy and the marketing mix, then pay little or no attention to that singular act of getting specific people to do the right job. Your ability to select, recruit, hire, and retain the proper people with the skills and abilities to do the job you need to have done is more important than everything else put together. In his best-selling book, Good to Great, Jim Collins discovered the most important factor applied by the best companies was that they first of all got the right people on the bus and the wrong people off the bus. Once these companies had hired the right people, the second step was to get the right people in the right seats on the bus. To be successful in business, you must develop the habit of thinking in terms of exactly who is going to carry out each task and responsibility. In many cases, it is not possible to move forward until you can attract and put the right person into the right position. Many of the best business plans ever developed sit on shelves today because the people who created them could not find the key people who would execute those plans. So, people, the right person in the right position is extremely key. The next P is process. This refers to the systems used to assist the organization in delivering the service. Imagine you walk into Burger King and you order a Whopper meal and you get it delivered within 2 minutes. What was the process that allowed you to obtain an efficient service delivery? Banks that send out credit cards automatically when their customers' old one expired again require an efficient process to identify expiry dates and renewal. An efficient service that replaces old credit cards will foster consumer loyalty and confidence in the company. The process refers to the systems used to assist organizations to delivering great service. So how do people consume these services? What processes do they have to go through to acquire your service? Where do they find the availability of your product or service? What are your contacts? Do you send reminders? Are you registered? Do you have subscriptions? Do you need to fill a whole lot of forms? What's your degree of technology? So how much have you used technology to make your processes faster and easier? So the next P is the physical environment. So what's the ambience or mood or physical presentation of your product? Is your environment smart? Is it shabby? Is it trendy or retro, modern or old-fashioned? Is it light, dark, bright or subdued? Do you have music playing? Is your environment, the environment of your business, is it clean, dirty, unkept, or is it neat? Do you have music playing, the right one? How does it smell? Physical environment is where you deliver your service or you sell your products. Physical evidence is the element of the service mix, which allows the consumer again to make judgments on the organization. If you walk into restaurants, your expectations are of a clean, friendly environment. On an aircraft, if you travel first class, you expect enough room to be able to lay down. Physical evidence is an essential ingredient of the service mix. Consumers will make perceptions based on their sight of the service provision, which will have an impact on the organization's perpetual plan of the service. Now, packaging. This is the fifth element of the marketing mix. Develop the habit of standing back and viewing your packaging from the point of view of the consumer. Develop a critical eye. Put yourself in the place of your customer. Remember, people form their first impression about you within the first 30 seconds of seeing you or your company. Small improvements in the packaging or extra appearance of your product or service can often lead to completely different reactions from your customers. With regard to the packaging of your company, your product or service, you should think in terms of everything that the customer sees from the first moment of contact with your company all the way through the purchasing process. Packaging refers to the way your product or service appears from the outside. Packaging also refers to your people and how they dress and are groomed. It refers to your offices, your waiting rooms, your brochures, your correspondence, and every single visual element from your company. Everything counts. Everything counts. Everything helps or hurts. Everything affects your customers' confidence about dealing with you. When IBM started under the guidance of Thomas J. Watson Sr., he very early concluded that fully 99% of the visual contact a customer would have with his company, at least initially, will be represented by IBM salespeople because IBM was selling relatively sophisticated high-tech equipment. What's new? Customers will have to have a high level of confidence in the credibility of the salesperson. It therefore instituted a dress and grooming code that became an inflexible set of rules and regulations within IBM. As a result, every salesperson was required to look like a professional in every respect. Every element of their clothing, including dark suits, dark ties, white shirts, conservative hairstyles, shine shoes, clean fingernails, and every feature gave off the message of professionalism and competence. One of the highest compliments a person will receive was, "You look like somebody from IBM." So, the blend of the mix depends on your marketing objective, what type of service you render, your target markets, your market structure, your competitors' behavior, global issues, culture, religion, etc., your marketing position, your service portfolio, your service life cycle. Once again, a quick reminder of what the 7 P's are. They are your price, your product, promotion, place, people, process, and physical environments or appearance. For any question or comments about this presentation or program, kindly send me a mail on the businesswoman, small letters, one word, at prz.com. The businesswoman at prz.com. To listen to other programs in this series, kindly go to www.soundcloud.com, search for PRZ FM 109.2 London. Till I come your way again, I am your host, Feyikemi Odunuga. Do enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.